everybody, happy Monday and welcome back to another vlog after what has been quite a few months off. But I've always planned to vlog this week because it is literally release week and I have such a busy week. So it might mean that a lot of these are like time-lapsey inserts rather than me chatting to the camera because I've got so much on. Literally comes out on Thursday and I'm literally so excited. I can't believe that it's been so long since I made the vlog of me being like, oh, by the way guys, I've written a book and now it's coming out on Thursday. But I've basically got an event tonight at Whitley Bay. I've got an event tomorrow night in Sheffield. I've got an event on Wednesday in Manchester. I've got a sign-in on Thursday in Durham. And then I am throwing a book release party for my friends and family on the Friday. And then it's my partner's dad's birthday on the Saturday. It's his 60th, so there's a big party then. So I've just got the craziest week, and then the following week I'm in Glasgow for a book event. And like I said, I might not have the most time on my hands to vlog, but I know that this is a week where I will want to watch back the footage, if that makes sense. I feel like you only release your first book once. So I would quite like to make sure that I've got it on camera. Also, these are sat in front of me and I feel like I need to show you them. These are off my partner's sister and husband, and of course I'm going to be wearing them. But they're just so funny, and they've also got the actual blurb on the back. Isn't that crazy? And guys, you've probably seen I got my nails done to match the book. Look at how cute they are. I wanted to make sure that everything felt cohesive. I've had my hair cut. My outfits are going to be like matching the book, hopefully. I'm trying to take the busyness in my stride because I know that I can get overwhelmed, but it's also such an incredibly exciting time. I do think she's been up there. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Oh my goodness, that looks horrendous. Oh, Rivs, man. I saved this plant from Dobby's quite a few months ago. And just this week, it was looking so healthy and so fresh. But this is a spider plant, and basically they're not toxic to cats, but they've got a similar chemical in them that reminds them of catnip. Oh my goodness. And I keep moving it. But somehow she's managed to get up here. And I don't understand how. Oh, it was looking so healthy. Oh. She's really acting herself at the moment. Like, I don't know what it is. She's been just more giddy than normal and she's been pushing my buttons. Oh, it was looking so happy. For my party on Friday, I've actually hired out a space and I'm going to go in and decorate. So I have an abundance of different types of decor. This big board being one of them. Oh, I think it's so much fun. I wanted something that like really stuck out and like you would not be able to forget why you're there. And I thought, I can keep this afterwards and I can frame it for, I don't know, when I have a nice big house and I've got an office space or something. It'll be nice. And then I made these. I do these at Christmas in Christmas colours, but I got paper in this colour, the colours of the book. So I've got some paper chains. I then printed off small versions of the book and turned them into like a nice, a little bit tangled, but they're going to be like a little garland like this. And I also got some letter balloons that spell out literally. And I just want the room to look nice. Nothing too fancy because I don't want to have to be dealing with taking everything down. It's all very removable and quick. And then I've also got a game of bingo planned because I personally don't like social gatherings where I'm expected to just talk. I don't have it in me. So I'm planning bingo so that there's a little bit of like something. Anyway, I need to get ready soon to go to Whitley Bay.
Right, so a big round of applause for Ella.
Hello everyone, my name's Ella. Yeah, I am a content creator from Chesley Street actually, but I live in Newcastle. And I've wanted to write a book since I was a child. It's always been my dream to be an author, but I think it wasn't until I got my autism diagnosis and you know, I feel like I've created a little pocket on the internet that I really realised what my first book could be about. I love to talk about my brain. I love to hear other people's stories and I love to find other people that, you know, go, oh, I do that too, and feel like I've never actually met anybody that thinks the way that I do, so I think to translate that space online and those comment sections into something that's on paper is, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, guys, honestly, I'm at my hotel in Sheffield now. What is wrong with cross-country trains? I don't know why I asked that, because I know what's wrong. They're like 70 years old. I have seen more modern trains at Beamish Museum. First of all, my train from Newcastle was ever so slightly delayed by like 10 minutes. And as we're chugging along on the journey, somehow we ended up being 25 minutes late. So I missed my transfer, so I had to get on a different train. I ended up just sitting on the floor because why are cross-country trains, regardless of what the temperature is outside, just absolutely sweltering? They're just constantly boiling. They're always busy. Never get on a quiet cross-country train. Oh my goodness. Now I just feel all out of whack. I've got 45 minutes to get ready. I'm feeling very strange. I hate travelling at the best of times, but I was meant to have like a good 2 hours to get to my hotel, get ready, and it's so humid. Something that I've noticed LNER and TransPennine I think have done, their quiet carriage is now called a quieter carriage rather than quiet carriage, because I guess they can't control how loud people are. But even then, their quiet carriage was never actually quiet, because it was only quiet because it didn't have a full set of reservations, but that meant that it got busy anyway because people who had non-reserved seats would just go in the quiet areas. No peace. There is no peace in this life. I've always said, you know, when people are like, oh, if you had a superpower, what would it be? Mine would be transportation. I would be able to snap my fingers and get myself anywhere so that I didn't have to deal with travel. There's a lot of travel that I would like to do, if I could afford to do it as well, that I would do if it didn't entail intense travel. It just takes it out of me. Even if I have a pleasant, quiet, straightforward journey, I still get off and feel exhausted, like utterly exhausted. It's something that I talk about in the book actually. When I turned 18, I'd actually been to a lot of places for my age. I'd been to Paris, to Rome, to Tanzania, Barcelona, lots of holidays with my family. We were always like the let's go stay in a cheap hotel and do the cheap holidays kind of family. But the skill regression that comes with realising that you're autistic, it's just that I can't do the travel anymore. I just can't do it. When you sit with that and you really look at how much of a vibrant person I used to appear to be, and now I feel like the very opposite of that, and it took me a long time to unpick that actually there's a lot of vibrancy still there. It's just in a very, very different way, because I've unmasked, and yes, that means that I struggle a lot more, but it also means that I feel my positive emotions in such an intense way, like my joy. Something that I talk about in that chapter is to do with not placing your joy within the boundaries of somebody else's joy, because you just end up thinking that you're a failure. Yes, I've faced skill regression, but I've also gained a lot of self-awareness and also understand my boundaries in a way where I can have joy in my life and control it without feeling like I'm being surrounded by all of the other things I'm forcing myself to do that I don't like. And that's easier said than done, especially if you don't have the right people around you, because that's really, really necessary. Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday. Last night's event was, so we sold like 90 tickets and there was a good 80 people that were actually there. And it was just so full. The venue was lovely. It just feels very, very weird that that's how many people turned up. In my mind, that's just like, I find it really hard to translate, you know, having a following to something that can be physical. I'm currently having a bit of a palaver because I've only got 4 ADHD meds left and my new prescription hasn't come through. So I'm going to have to half some of them so that they last longer. My ADHD meds are capsules. They're not hard tablets, so I can't snap them. It's powder. And because I'm not at home, usually what I'd do is I'd put the powder into like a fruity drink. Like I've got like a collagen drink that's got powder in so that I can't taste it. But I'm not at home and I need to half one of these and I don't know how to do that. Part of me is like, should I just put it in a small amount of water and shot it? But I know that I'm not going to enjoy doing that, but there's no other way of me doing it. Like I don't have anything that I can put it in because it's a powder. The only other drinks that I've got is coffee, and I'm obviously not going to take my ADHD stimulant medication with a shot of coffee. I think I'm just going to do water because the idea of taking these also warm doesn't fill me with a lot of enjoyment. God, this feels Illegal. Okay. I just get so tired if I haven't had my meds, and I can cope on a half one. Obviously, it's half to the best that I can manage, because obviously I'm not weighing this or anything. Ooh, got me juice ready. That's so weird, it didn't taste of anything, which is really strange, because sometimes when I take like the tablet in capsule form and there's a bit of like, you know, the powder on the outside, I can taste it, and it's like, sometimes honestly it tastes like garlic, but not in a nice way. Being forced into a new environment where I realised there's something going on here where I'm struggling with things that other people aren't, and that for me was uni. It really condensed everything that I'd already struggled with into such a small environment that it was just like right in front of me, you know. It was, oh yeah, everybody's struggling with deadlines, but I'm struggling to sit in a seminar and listen to people breathing. I'm struggling to sit in a study group with 2 or 3 people and communicate with them in a way that feels like I'm getting anywhere. And then lockdown happened, and I think obviously that was such a traumatic time for so many people, but I also think that it provided a sense of stillness for a lot of people. And for me, it was that little word that's been in my brain and I haven't done anything about it yet. I don't have anything else to do, so just started googling things like female autism, because that's, you know, that's the language that I had at the time. Everybody, it is the next week. I just wanted to hop on here and do a outro. I had the nicest week, I really did. This week I've had to rest. I really haven't done much. I had a really bad migraine yesterday. I knew that was going to happen after having such a busy week. Whitley Bay was so lovely. Sheffield was so busy. Manchester was really, really nice. I met a lot of people at Durham as well, which I really appreciated, because that was just a sign-in rather than an event. And then the party that I had on the Friday was really, really nice. I've got so many flowers up here on my windowsill from everybody that just bought me lovely flowers. But it sort of feels a bit like, oh, what now? Like, I've been to my local Waterstones, and that was weird. Going in and seeing the book, like, actually on the new in non-fiction big shelves, that was very strange. I think that was when I was like, oh, this is a real thing. And when I checked Waterstone's website yesterday, my book is on the new in best non-fiction on the website, which is, oh, yeah. And my friend said that they went and bought the book from Waterstones yesterday, and the person at the till said, oh, this book's selling really well. So that's exciting. I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's been building up for so long, and then once it happens, there's not really anything to show for it, if you know what I mean. It's like, the book's out now, and I'm not celebrating it every day. Now it's this like, it's not deflating, but I'm a bit like, cool. It's really nice reading reviews and seeing people being like, oh yeah, I've gone out and bought it. It's very weird. I'm not sure it'll ever feel properly real, but it's definitely exciting. I was meant to be in Glasgow this week. That isn't happening for one reason or another, but it is just getting postponed, so I should be there early autumn. I'm going to try and do some events in London. It's a busy book season at the moment, so trying to get booked in to bookshops that have got, you know, like a decent slot and time, really difficult. And I want to try and prioritise independent bookshops because they really are the ones that are lifesavers. They really are. If you get in good with independent local bookshops who know you as an author, who, you know, have mailing lists and have like direct lines with their customers. They've all been amazing, all of the independent bookshops. And House of Books and Friends in Manchester, what a gorgeous building. Oh my goodness, gorgeous. I don't think I'm planning on vlogging as regularly as I had been. I kind of fell out of love with it a little bit, but I'm going to try and pick it up because I do enjoy it, just maybe not twice a month. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave all the links below for the book. It is in hardback, digital, audio. There will be a paperback eventually. And there is a link to a free listen to the first chapter, and also the first 50 people to use the link to buy the audiobook will get 50% off. And I believe there's still some left, so I'll leave that link below as well. Happy literally, yay! Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you eventually in the next one.